side as a springboard to bring up to the level that you want to be, and then challenging the left or the harder side to work up to that as well. But you got to be a little mean to them about it. Like with the whip, in one way I have to think, okay, I'm being mean, but in another way, think in the long run, it's actually way nicer to them. Because just like you or I, if you go for a run, how stiff you are the next day, or sore you are if you work out. If you sit and don't do anything the next day, your body becomes even stiffer the third day, right? You always say it's the third day that gets you. But if on that second and third and continuing days, if you keep moving, and you keep moving, and you keep moving, you actually get to the point where when you work out, you stop becoming stiff afterwards. You're never stiff, you never feel it. You never get tight anymore, maybe a little bit here and there, because your body's always being continually loosened up. You're always stretched out, you always warm up slow, you're always working through your workout, to work through that whole range of movement again, so no stiffness gets to creep back in again. So in the long run, I think it's a way healthier for them to kind of have a little challenge every day, but to do it in a really systematic way, like just a little bit more, hold, steady, walk, break again. A little more, hold, steady, walk, break again. And what I gauge the work on is, I'm always going, if I'm at that point now, and like I said, I want you to feel every lap around the arena. If you do something on a long side, by the time you get to the short side, you should be moving a little bit better. And when you get to that point where you go, I'm going to take him up, and I'm going to go to trot, and I'm going to work, and you're feeling, I couldn't make him any better than this today. Like he's already gone up 3 sets of stairs. And right now it's kind of right, that's my maximum. Then I'm going to go, okay, let's move on to cannon. Or that's enough of it, or enough trot, enough lap, or whatever it is. You can do something else. You just go, okay, that's enough of that particular thing for the time being.
How are you?
But a lot of times, like, you're finding the longer you're going, actually you're trotting a little better and a little better and a little better with each one. So don't let them try to convince you either, because they won't do that. Don't let them convince you, that the trot he's giving you is enough. But make sure you do challenge it once or twice, see what he gives you. And like I said, if he gives it to you fairly easily, up the ante again and again, and you start to kind of go, okay, that really is about the maximum. Yeah. And I think just a huge part of that, the stiffness, the little twist up there to the left, it's not the only problem or thing that's there, but it's looking like, and it usually is the case, where the best correction is just the hind leg. When you just say to the hind leg, when you got to push through a little bit more work, a little bit harder, 90% of stiffness, longitudinally that way in the body, laterally that way in the body, the twist that's there, a little holding, hiding, something like that. 90% of the time it just sorts itself out. It kind of just runs through, and it's basically, more or less, the hind leg and the back tend to be the biggest blockades, the biggest holding points. But what we feel on a manifestation level is always in front of us, because it's what we can see. And so what we're feeling and dealing with, if it's like weeds, if you go to pick weeds, and all we do is kind of keep trimming the weed surface and just cutting them with a lawnmower or a weed whacker, they just grow back. Because they live under the surface where you can't see. And that's a lot of times, not always, but a huge percentage. The problem lives literally under your foot, like in his back, in his belly, in his hind legs. And if we don't kind of pick the weed, we never actually get it to go away. We just keep dealing with the surface layer. Okay, let's peek at the canter a little bit. The canter, just like the trot, is going to have the same challenge applied, because the same issue is there, which is normal, right? So when they have something, it's all across the board. Yeah. And you want to be looking at, again, the gait quality, because the gait quality, both in the trot and in the canter, is going to be, as we challenge the gait quality, where we're going to get more and more looseness from them, more suppleness from them, more of all the qualities that are going to keep them healthy and make them feel better, right? It's also where the movements now, the actual scores of the movements are going to get better, is in the quality of the gait. So if we look at it, we have to look at it kind of the same way. It's not always, but in this case, again, I think it is. It's going to be just about as hind legs. Manage what he gives you in front. Deal with it. If it's stiff, it's heavy, leans down, goes against you, whatever. Deal with that. Work with it. But the biggest culprit is always going to be the hind leg. So as you're bending them, suckling them, working them, half-halting them, making them feel good in front, keep a steady challenge on saying, come on, hind legs, I need more. Yeah, more. And that's that same idea with the lift. You got it. Good. So if you look at the trot and you go, the quality or the betterment of the trot is making the trot feel like it floats more. The betterment of that canter is what?
Yeah.
What feels, what changes with the canter if you want a better quality?
Oh, he didn't work today.
Jump, yeah. So be saying to him over and over and over, I want your highlights quicker, tucking under. Yeah, that's good with me. Yeah, and again, you got it, you got it. That doesn't follow. Right, nice. So that his highlights, as they tuck under, they energize more, they spring him off the ground. As they then tuck under, as he's off the ground, he starts to get that lift in the back. As he starts to get that lift in the back, it kind of starts to feel more bouncy, right? More like a bouncing ball. You got it. Don't be bashful, just like the trot. Challenge the heck out of that, right? So like I said, though, when you challenge the hind leg, you're going to have to deal with what he gives you at the front, right? Because if you ask his hind legs to do more, that energy has to go somewhere. So that's going to go into the hand. So deal with whatever you need to. Whatever he gives you in the hand, supple, half vault, whatever you have to do. In that field, as you feel
I'm the worst videoer on the planet. I'm the worst videoer.
I can take it.
I just
eat my
start watching the horse and forget the video.
I don't want to say that it's wrong to load my hand, in the sense that I'm now going to pull you back off my hand, because then the energy of your hind leg is going to dissipate. I'm going to stay on the throttle, or stay on the gas pedal, keep riding your hind leg, but I might put some transitions in to remind you that that energy, that's good, keep tough with it, that's fine. Think that shoulder in, I love that. Use the shoulder in as you hit the walk to make it hard for him to send that energy directly into the hand. And I would just go right back to canter again. Even if you only go 5 or 6 strides to canter, if he's still there, move right back to walk again. The whole time saying, come on, hind legs, more. Tuck him under, you got it, that's good with the right bend. You can get in there too, like there with the bend, when he's loading your hand, right, leaning into it. Think of him as trying to say, you hold me up instead of my hind legs carry my weight. So you have to say to him, no, I won't hold you up, which is like you do. Bend him, shake him around in your hand, tell him he's not going to be allowed to lie there. But be saying to him at the same time, get your butt underneath you. Because if your hind legs get more underneath you, there won't be as much weight into the hand. Like I said, though, as you first go to challenge that, there is going to be an added weight in your hand. So you just kind of, it's like a little teeter-totter. That was better down transition, good. Then you have to ride back and forth, so it just sits right in the middle. Totally low. The more of the walk that's one of the best remedies for this type of work right now, as he loads the hand. The more of those walk handers you ride, the better. Within reason, right? Like really ride the walk in between, ride the canter in between. Don't forget to ride the jump of the canter in between. But every time he starts to get to that point where you feel it loading a little too much, instead of fighting with it in the canter, boom, walk 2-3 steps, canter right away. Good. You take some hard turns over. Stay well back in your upper body. Use the lean back in your upper body as a little bit of anchor support, let's say, to kind of say to you need to keep your glute down, your hind legs bent, tucked under, and your balance back here. Nice. Good. Super tough. Again. You got it. Sit down. Put that strong half vault in. Nice. Right. Put that strong half vault in. And keep riding behind you. Tucking them under. Making them jump. If you feel again that half vault doesn't work, walk 2 steps, canter right way. Good firm. And canter right way. Yeah, you got it. Stay well back. Touch again. Nice with the jump. Super. Good to collect the jump. Loving that. Keeping them that short, that close up in the length of his body, and keep that challenge high on his hind legs. Tuck under, give it back lift. Nice. You can put in, very good job. Love that with the half vault, yeah? I like that when you brought it back. You didn't just bring the canter back, you brought his body back and tucked his hind leg under. Does that make sense? Kind of in that you didn't just half vault, you sat him down and tucked him under. Use your driving gait at the same time. You can use your movements at this point. I think the walk canters, like I said, are the best. But you can use your movements like a little bit of shoulder in position, ideal. Nice. You can throw in a 10 or an 8-meter circle. You can put in those things that discourage his body from being able to lean against your hand. or go through your hand. So like I said with it, for me the best is, if you're putting pressure on his hind legs, right, you're saying work hard. That energy has to go somewhere. If you backed off his hind legs and you weren't putting that pressure on, you wouldn't be that into the hand, right? Maybe a little stiff, but not as much into the hand. So that pressure then, as you apply it and he gets stronger, or he leans into it more, if we back off right away, because he's leaning into the hand and putting pressure off the hind leg, he wins, right? That getting heavy work for him, or that leaning into the body work for him. Whereas if you say the opposite, no, I'm going to keep that pressure on. I'm going to keep asking your hind legs to do more. I'm going to keep quickening you. I'm going to keep telling you to jump more. I'm going to hold you in this collection. But I'm going to do it in a place with my transitions, my circles, my little bit of shoulder in, that I make it hard for you to lean into the hand. And I'm going to just keep saying, get your hind legs under, tuck under, jump more. And I'm going to keep doing it where you realize that lean into the hand isn't going to work to get out of it, and you're going to have to do it. Nice. And as you make him quietly do it, the more you get him there, the more he comes under, the more he carries it, the more he jumps, the lighter he's going to get it. You'll kind of hit that cycle where it actually starts to become lighter, become softer, just like the trot did when that hind leg starts to push more through. Nice. Walk again. It's good. Yeah, good. Down, good. Super. Short break a second and then the same again. Go back to the left. That makes sense with the camera? Yeah. Because a lot of times it's like we start to put a little pressure on them and they get stronger. So we instantly then go, okay, that's too much. Whereas that pressure being applied to get them to come under is what's going to make them lighter. But they train us. They get a little heavy, a little stiff, a little something's not right in front, so we stop riding the hind legs right away. And you want to do the opposite. You don't want to ignore the feeling in front, right? And if you think, yeah, it's wrong. But you just want to be saying, no, I'm not taking pressure off the hind legs because you don't feel right in front. Because that pressure is wrong. But the way you're balancing in your body is, so I need to get you to understand that pressure doesn't go away and balance differently. And you can be strong. Again, suppling around, moving around, not falling like you did that first general walk, where you just got to hold the emergency brake and see you on your butt. You can't just lie with it. But I'm going to piano right away again. And I might do it again in 3 strides. And I'm going to piano right away again. So it's going to keep telling your hind legs work harder. And telling your mouth, your neck, your forehead.
I've been stuffed up too.
It's allergies.
It is allergies. Vince is miserable. I mean, no, not Vince. Cisco.